Hi, my name is Daniel, and in this video, I'm going to rebuild this Weber 3236. So stay tuned, and I'll give you the rundown of what I plan to do. Hi, so why am I doing this? Well, on our last trip out to the mountains with some family, we had this guy started showing some issues. The issue is if the engine was cold and it was on electronic choke, it would run fine. It would, it was able to change, it was able to, speed up, idle on its own. And then after the electronic choke would start backing out and then the engine would start warming up, it would die out on me. It was always dying out. So I could keep it alive by just revving, getting the RPM up, which is dumping more fuel in there. The only thing it was seeming like is that it was getting, in a choked condition, you're running rich. So when the choke starts backing off, you start going more lean. I think it was already lean. It's probably having air come in somewhere. So if you see on the bottom of this, there is two spacer plates that go on the bottom of this. They're in the back of the Jeep right now. I did notice that they were loose, so it could have been leaking air in through there, so it had just worked its way loose. It maybe just rode a little too hard and it worked its way loose, and it was getting more air than it needed to, and is running a little too lean, and it would just die out. So anyway, I'm gonna take this rebuild kit, put it in this guy. So all right, let's get started. So what I have here is got the choke and got the carburetor, and then I have my little box of joy, which I have a little bit of everything in here. So got my needle nose pliers, flat blade screwdriver, electrical tape. Pretty much anything that you need to have, I've got it in there. So that's the good deal. So anyway, I'm going to tell you I am cheating because I have taken this apart once and cleaned it, so I'm kind of familiar with how it comes apart. So, however, I did do it on the Jeep. So I was a little more concerned about losing hardware because it would fall to the floor or on the ground. So all I'm doing is I'm taking off these. There's these 4 screws here. These 4 screws here. They're in these recesses here. Now I've already taken the top carburetor and filter off, as you can tell, and I've pulled it out of the engine. And then there's these recessed here. They have these little, flathead guys. And then on these two, these basically are the cover for the little reservoir here with the floats that resides in. Right here. You drop that guy, you're going to be in for a world of hurt on your engine, because if everything's like my engine and it's coated in oil, that little black Cclip is really hard to find, which I can tell you from experience, it takes a long time to find it. So, like I said, I had that guy there. The easiest way I found to get these small Cclips off is you basically take and you put one side of your needle nose pliers on the pin and the other one on top of the Cclip, and it doesn't take much force. You just push it down and it should pop right off. So it just kind of, just like that, and it'll pop it over that round, and then it should just do exactly what I had the problem of before and disappear right down in there. However, I do have a pair of smaller ones that are somewhat magnetized, so whatever you do, don't lose that guy, because your life will just continue to be worse. So this guy, I just slide him back kind of this way. This controls the butterfly valve here. So it gives you a nice little schematic. I don't remember what website I got this from. I think it's called All-State Carburetor. I'm not certain where I purchased it from. Gives you the schematic, so I can go through there if I start losing parts and pieces. It gives me a good way to figure out what I need to purchase in the future. Here's the float. This pin really just rests in there, so you should be able to just pull this pin out fairly straightforward. There's nothing that catches on that. And you pull this out, and you got your little needle valve there. Pull that out, set that to the side, and let's see if I get a new one of those, and I do. And that guy, I would like to take him off. Let's see if I got a socket. 10 millimeter. Oh, look at that, 10 millimeters. Always 10 millimeter. Here's the old one, here's the new one. Look about the same, so. Got too much. You torque it as much as you want, it'll strip it out really fast. So there's that. Just go and put this guy on there. Let's say, should I clean that? That looks like him. I would not actually clean that. There's a little small ridge. I don't know if you can see it. There's a small little bitty lip that runs all the way through there. You can see there's a little bitty small lip that runs all the way around through there. So I wouldn't put any sandpaper on there. Maybe just wipe it clean. Put that back together like that. And now the next guy is to take off this one and replace him with that. There it is. Let's see. Okay, what am I doing wrong? So I lift him straight out. I just have to be a little more violent with it, that's all. I don't. I still need this guy. So it looks like, if you look at the difference between the two, here's the new one, here's the old one. They give you this little bitty little clip here. Let's see if I can see it in the camera. They give you this small little guy here. It just fits right in there. And he snaps in. So in concept, it's the same. In concept, it is the same as this one. It's just metal versus plastic. And I believe they swapped the plastic. This looks like it has a plastic barb. That one looks like it has a brass barb. So. Here, when you there is a when you pump the gas on this carb, initially there's a little, it technically is a pump. There's a little valve here. It pushes this, a little lever arm pushes that. It takes some of the fluid that's in here. It pumps it up through this jet and dumps it into. They got the little jet on it, so it dumps it in there to help you get started after the engine had been running for a while. You can do that. You pump it a couple times. It actually squirts gas into this chamber and then dumps it down there to allow you just kind of give it a little more fuel than just starting normally. It's going to go in there. I don't know for certain, but I bet it does. There we go. Put a little bit of pressure on the edge here of this lip. Just give it a little kiss and it popped right up. So take this guy, and this one is in need of a razor blade to it, so it does have a little fuel in there, which I'll clean that out. So one thing I do want to point out is when I started taking this apart, I took this guy off. I noticed that there are arrows for rotating. I'm assuming, and this can rotate in there. It will do something with the amount of fuel that it dumps in, I'm guessing, or what the amount of, you know, if I had to guess, maybe it is fuel or the butterfly valve. But anyway, I don't want to mess with it. That's all I know. I don't want to mess with it. So that will tell me that there's a setting that's in there. So I'm going to take a marker or a Sharpie. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark a line right about there as I try to do what I just said I don't want to do. So I'm going to do that because I do see there's three pieces. There's a top, there's a middle, and there's, of course, the aluminum base. Ever gingerly, looks like, so that's a temperature thing there. So just like a regular, you know, dial, you know, thermometer, as this warms up, it cools, it contracts, it, you know, it moves around and opens this, you know, it gives you more or less butterfly valve, I'm assuming. From what I can tell, but I don't know. It looks like maybe there is fuel there too. So anyway, it looks like that's the sleeve. There's a pin that is there maybe. I don't know if you can see that. There's a pinhole. So as far as I know, However, it does not look like there's a gasket on this guy, so I was incorrect. That looks to be in pretty good shape. That one too looks to be in pretty decent shape. Don't have that in the kit though. That doesn't come in the kit. That might be about all I can do on it for this one, folks. I'm gonna use the right tool for that. Is it that big? Look at there. Good guess. It was also the largest one I had in my little toolbox there. So, oh, that's the filter. Yep. Or I cleaned that, so there's nothing. No rings in there that I need to replace. Or should have there been. Wait. It's incorrect. There's one there. It's just highly corroded, and it threw me. Yeah, thought he was there. Oh, that one just popped right off. I did this before last time also. Here's a point. Don't forget to put that rod back up to there. Or that linkage is a better way to say it. If I can lift this whole... This linkage needs to go... Just sits down and goes up through. There's a small slot. He needs to go up through that slot and in through there. Oh yes, and I almost forgot. The little C-clip I told you about in the beginning of this video, he needs to go to get that linkage to, there we go, that'll slide right on there. And this guy, it's a whole lot easier not being standing on top of the engine to try to do this. I can assure you. What I usually do is I pinch on the top and on that pin. I'm gonna see if I can lift this up, show you how to do this. I'm sure people have done this a million times before, but this might help somebody. That pin there, what I normally try to do is get on the bottom, if I can get that guy, there we go, and get him to come up a little bit more. So he's kind of like that, and I usually just pinch on those two sides, and you'll see him, he just kind of gently sits down in there. There's really no audible, satisfactory click other than my pliers falling off, but oh, he's not getting on there. And he popped off. And that's what happened last time when it was sitting on top of the Jeep, and then I had to go around with a nail finder and find the guy. You can see when he fully seats, all three of those pins go in there. All right. Hey guys, that really winds up the video for me today. So what I wanted to do was basically go through and try to do as many of these change out parts as I needed. A lot of the gaskets, any of the O-rings, a lot of the washers need to get replaced on this. I end up doing that. Hopefully you'll be able to follow along. This is not that difficult to dig into. It was a little bit, not daunting at first, but I was a little bit concerned about doing it myself. But once I started digging into it, it's not that big of a deal. You just, as long as you know how to take it apart, put it back together, and it comes with a part, kind of an assembly sheet, it's able to do it. You might ask what these other parts over here, I'm gonna call them spares. They're spares for me. Some of these probably do have other O-rings in there, but like I said, my level of confidence that they're not deteriorated by gas. I'm just going to put this back on there for what I want to do, and I do in the future plan to probably get rid of the carb, and I'd like to go to the fuel injection system, so this will probably get me going for what I need to do for the future. So anyway, next video, plan to install it in the Jeep, along with getting all the other coolant, electrical connections done. And so yeah, that's where I'm at with this video. As always, if you enjoyed it, give me a like, hit subscribe, and continue watching my videos. Thanks now.